Hey everybody, it's Matty here with Altcoin Buzz. Hope you're doing well. We've got news today out of China. We've got news with Asus that's making these beastly graphics cards for crypto mining. We're going to get to that in a moment. We got a conference on the West Coast coming up. We're going to give you guys a massive discount code for all the soldiers out there in the Altcoin Buzz army that may want to participate, that may want to attend. And we've got some other news as well out of Nasdaq that put out a very signaling article, I guess you could say. We're going to get to that as well shortly. But we're beginning with this article by Licia. Blockchain is a breakthrough, says Chinese president. We've had all kinds of good news lately out of China. Of course, we had our feature on Chinese projects recently on the Altcoin Buzz YouTube channel. We also had the ministry out of China that came out with their rankings based on technology, based on innovation, about what they deem to be the top Chinese crypto projects. And now you have Xi Jinping, president of China, has stressed that his country should concentrate on becoming the global center of science and innovation, while noting that blockchain is, quote, accelerating breakthrough applications. This is via a report by CNBC. So this was a speech that he gave earlier in the week, and President Xi Jinping said, quote, a new generation of technology represented by artificial intelligence, quantum information, mobile communications, Internet of Things, and blockchain is accelerating breakthrough applications. So we've talked about some of these pillars of technologies before, and he's certainly mentioned a few of them. I guess the only one that wasn't mentioned there is robotics, which some would also view as a pillar of technology moving forward. But that's great. Blockchain got a fantastic shout out. So these statements come off as promising, since China's stance both on blockchain and cryptocurrency is like a pendulum swinging back and forth from positive to negative, definitely. Thus, in April, the government backed a new 1.6 billion Xiong'an Global Blockchain Innovation Fund in Hangzhou. You may remember that we reported about that. And before that, in March, the People's Bank of China chairman Zhao Xiaochuan recognized that the development of digital currencies is, quote, inevitable, while promising that the bank will continue to pay attention to blockchain technology. And so far, quote, the PBC's digital currency research team has the in-depth studies on digital currency related technologies such as mobile payment, trusted and controllable cloud computation, cryptographic algorithm, and secure chip. So this is good news, but then a lot of people say that because of the regulations banning crypto, that's what really amounted to so many of the losses that we're seeing in the market. So it's this schizophrenic sort of mentality sometimes that you hear out of the regulatory stances in China. It's good one day, it's bad the other day, it's good one day, it's bad the other day, it goes back and forth. But this also seems to echo somewhat sentiments that we talked about yesterday. So we talked about Mr. Vladimir Putin, president of the Russian Federation, who mentioned that cryptocurrency is something that Russia needs going forward. He seems to want to invest in the technology. So this week, China also held a blockchain conference, Bao Blockchain Forum for Asia in Hainan province. And the Chinese president held a meeting with the chairman of the Bao Forum for Asia, Ban Ki-moon, just before its start. And during it, Ban Ki-moon thanked the Chinese government for supporting the BFA. So what do you guys think? Are there any soldiers out there in the Altcoin Buzz army that are Chinese, that are living in China, that are hearing this? We'd love to see your perspective. Leave a comment, of course, and give us your thoughts. Here you have the original article by CNBC. Chinese President Xi Jinping calls blockchain a breakthrough technology. China reappoints Xi Jinping as president with no term limit. So that's a look at some of the political context that's happening here. So this was backed, I believe, unanimously. And right now the president has no term limit. So this is an interesting situation that's developing. And relating to that forum that I discussed, Chinese President Xi Jinping meets with BFA Chairman Ban Ki-moon. So do be sure to take a look at some of this news. Leave us your thoughts. It seems like if the president is addressing it, that's that spells positivity. That's not a bad thing. In related news, you have Chinese giant Baidu Baike, which is adopting blockchain. And the article here is by Chris. So Baidu Baike adopts blockchain technology in order to provide more transparency, traceability, and credibility to their online platform. So Baidu Baike is basically roughly speaking, the Wikipedia of China. And it seems like it's using blockchain in a practical way for revisions, for entries, for transparency. So this move gives more transparency and traceability to their services. Since about Monday, the new blockchain feature has been visible to the public, even though the company hasn't announced anything yet. The blockchain information can be viewed by anyone and show who contributed to the changes, what time the changes were made, the hash value, and the reason for the correction. And of course, Chris mentions that this comes in the wake of President Xi Jinping's comments. So this is nice. This is the kind of organization that has all kinds of, probably millions of eyeballs, I'm guessing, but I'm assuming millions of eyeballs on its website, its services on a daily basis. So this is implementing blockchain, even if ever so slightly. That's going to get a lot of exposure, and that's a good thing. And it suits the practicality case. This is a use function that works, of course, for blockchain. So that's also great. It's not being forced into the company. You can take a look at Baidu over here. Take a look at their website. Take a look at what they're doing. We're going to link to this, of course, in the description. And in hardware news, new Asus crypto mining motherboard offers support for 20 graphics processors. That's going to be a beast. Article by Garrett. So Asus, a computer hardware company that specializes in many products, including motherboards and GPUs, has announced a new motherboard built to support 20 GPUs. So cryptocurrency mining has sent the price and demand for graphics processing units, GPUs, soaring this past year. And has thus become a nightmare for gamers and other folks who want to purchase GPUs ostensibly for other reasons, right? Not everybody's necessarily buying a GPU for crypto mining, but it is crypto mining that has raised the prices of these products. However, computer hardware companies are loving the attention and are trying to accommodate crypto mining as best they can. So last year, the B250 mining expert was released by Asus, and that had 19 PCLE, I don't even know if that's PCIe or PCLE, guy, soldiers out there that are more technical, you can correct me in the comments, but they had 19 ports. However, this was clearly not enough for Asus. So today they announced that their new Asus H370 mining master was coming out. So this boasts 20 PC whatever over USB ports. The mining master is looking to be a go-to product for crypto miners. PCLE over USD is an upgrade to the previous models PCLE times 1 or X1 slots, since the USB connection is sturdier and reduces the number of parts vulnerable to failing during the intensive process of mining. So the motherboard is built to the ATX form factor, supports 8th generation Intel CPUs and twin RAM slots supporting up to 32 gigabytes of RAM. And it can be powered by up to 3 power supplies. That sounds pretty beefy. This is a little bit above my pay grade to understand this in depth, but it certainly sounds powerful. There's all kinds of new features that the motherboard is going to offer, including LED illumination to alert you to whether it's functioning properly or maybe if they may be a problem. And this H370 Mining Master is going to be available at some point in 2018. But in the meantime, there's a trade show happening, Computex 2018. That's where it's going to be shown off. That's happening in Taipei from June 5th to June 9th. Any soldiers out there in the altcoin buzz army, are you mining at this sort of industrial level? Are you going to be going after this particular H370 master mining motherboard? If so, let me know. Let me know how it works too, because I'm perhaps not the most well versed in this type of thing. I cloud mine, guys. That's about it. I wouldn't trust myself with the technicals with this type of thing. But look, if you're technologically inclined and savvy enough to know what you're doing, this sounds like a great product. So let us know your thoughts in the comments. And of course, you can take a look here. The Asus H370 Mining Master connects 20 GPUs to one motherboard with PCI/LE over USB. So quite an interesting project, quite a powerful piece of technology there that's coming out. Let us know your thoughts, guys, in the comments below. And now we have an article by Nasdaq, 20 cryptocurrencies to bet the house on. So Nasdaq is talking here about Consensus 2018, colloquially known as the Bitcoin conference, right? And that just wrapped up. So this was supposed to generate all kinds of enthusiasm. This was announcing all these big institutional powerhouses that were entering the crypto space. And while most conference participants were indeed passionate about the overall blockchain industry, someone needs to tell that to the price of Bitcoin. The article goes on to describe the fact that we were flirting with that $10,000 psychological barrier for Bitcoin price. And instead of really breaking through it, despite all the negative news, we actually retraced first to 9,000, then to 8,000, then down to the low 7,000s. So it's been a bit of a paradox because we've had all this good news in the form of announcements out of consensus and from that time. And then the price just has not reflected that, unfortunately. So despite all that, Nasdaq is going ahead and saying that, despite the naysayers, despite some of the negativity rather that's out there, here are 20 cryptocurrencies to really consider. And look, guys, I mean, this is not our article, whatever. Still, I'm going to issue a disclaimer. 20 cryptocurrencies to bet the house on. Do not bet the house on any one cryptocurrency or even all 20, right? This is just facetiously a tongue-in-cheek kind of headline. So just invest carefully, right? That's always the disclaimer. But they list 20 major cryptos, big projects. Most of them you've probably heard about. A couple of are somewhat more obscure. So a couple are little hidden gems, perhaps, as Nasdaq would see it. But you have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Dash, Stellar, Cardano, NEM, Ethereum Classic, Digibyte, EOS, and Presearch. Here you have one of perhaps the lesser known. So the fact that Nasdaq is listing Presearch as one of its top 20 choices, that's an interesting one. So this is what is trying to be a decentralized search engine that's running on blockchain. You can read more about that here. Of course, we're going to link to this in the description. Another a little bit of a hidden choice is Storica. So you can take a look at that and what they're doing as well. Rounding out the list are Steem, IOTA, Potcoin, a little bit of a smaller one, and Lisk, Neo, Factum. So if you guys are interested in these 20 projects, some of the smaller ones may have gotten a bit of a boost from this coverage. It's possible. But interesting to see Nasdaq coming out and so specifically naming the 20 coins and the 20 projects that it's most excited about. So something to keep an eye on. I think they're ramping up their media, their journalism. They're trying to ramp up their viewer base or their reader base for their upcoming involvement with the crypto market. That is my suspicion. And in other news, guys, you have a big conference coming up in San Francisco. So BEF, the Blockchain Economic Forum. And we have a 45% discount if you're interested in acquiring tickets to this forum. It's happening soon. It's happening in San Francisco, as I mentioned. So what is BEF? The Blockchain Economic Forum is something that's coming to San Francisco from June 16th to the 19th. Blockchain can be considered the most disruptive tech since the invention of the internet. An LA token, which is a crypto exchange, it's a multi-asset tokenization platform. They're proud to announce that the third event dedicated to bridging blockchain with the global economy is coming up, and that event is the Blockchain Economic Forum. So BEF Singapore and New York both attracted over 1,600 investors, entrepreneurs, yet some politicians, decision makers, and opinion leaders such as Vicente Fox, who's the former president of Mexico, Rhys Jones from Singularity University, Jane Heller, who's an ex-IMF executive, Hannah Halaburda from the Bank of Canada and New York University, Tony Lane Casserly from Cointelegraph, and Nicholas Merton, also known as Data Dash, a popular YouTuber and vlogger. So building on the success of these previous events, LA Token is delighted to host BEF in San Francisco from June 16th to June 19th. And BEF San Francisco is a 4-day event that's expected to be attended by over 2,000 participants, including many leaders from the world of technology, business, media, and politics. So the forum this year will host over 40 inspiring discussions on blockchain opportunities for strategic development of real sector companies, industry regulation, technology updates, as well as marketing and PR for blockchain and crypto startups. So our 45% discount, guys, if you have, perhaps some time, if you're in the San Francisco area, if you want to check this out, 45%, our discount code is BEFA Buzz. So that's BEFABUZZ. That's going to give you 45%. All soldiers using the code BEFA Buzz are getting 45% off the price of admission to the BEF conference in San Francisco. If it's something you want to check out, then do be sure to use that code. It's going to be included in the description below. And let us know your comments on this. It sounds like an exciting event. It's nice to have more than just one sort of consensus event a year. I think the regularity of these forums and these conferences is an important step moving forward for support, for even just communication in the world of crypto. And with that, guys, we're going to round out this newscast. Of course, make sure you're following Altcoin Buzz News on Twitter. We have some new articles that were just released. I didn't have time to get to this titanium blockchain, guys. Unfortunately, we got some negative news coming out of titanium blockchain. We're going to take a look at that tomorrow. So that's how, breaking this service is on Twitter, right? I'm being alerted to this right now in the middle of the recording. So unfortunate news there, but we're going to cover that shortly. And for everything else that's breaking, for what's happening in the world of news, do be sure to follow Altcoin Buzz News. If you like this video, guys, do be sure to leave it a thumbs up. Make sure you're following Altcoin Buzz on YouTube, and you're subscribed to make sure you're getting the latest news. We put out videos every day. So with that, soldiers, I wish you happy investing. Take care. We'll speak again soon.